It was autumn of 1987 in the small town of Ravenwood, Vermont. The streets were empty and damp from the early morning fog. Maple leaves, red and gold, crunched underfoot as the wind blew cold from the surrounding forests. The street lamps flickered weakly, struggling to cut through the mist that hung over the town. No one noticed him at first, a shadow moving between houses, slipping through alleys, invisible in the corners of the eye. A figure that left no traces, a figure that watched. At first it was small disturbances, windows unlocked that had been shut, doors slightly ajar, objects shifted ever so slightly. A chair out of place, a clock turned backward. Nothing overt, but enough to unsettle those who noticed. The town whispered of unexplained noises, footsteps in empty halls, scratching on walls, the subtle scent of iron, like blood, that seemed to appear without source. Then the bodies appeared, one at a time, carefully chosen, those who were alone in their homes, those who felt untouchable. He left no fingerprints, he left no signs of entry, only the aftermath, overturned furniture, shattered glass, and the cold, metallic scent of blood. Sometimes a small mark carved into the wall, painted in red. A symbol only he understood. The local newspaper called it the Silent Hand. Locals whispered, the Shadow Walker. He moved like a ghost, always unseen, always one step ahead. People stopped walking at night. They locked doors, double-checked windows, installed cameras. But he adapted. He left nothing behind that could be traced. Every night he chose his next target, precise, deliberate. Survivors later described glimpses, shadows moving in corners, footsteps on creaking floors when no one was there, whispers adieu too faint to hear but unmistakable to the mind. He sometimes left tokens, a dropped scarf on a porch, a broken chair tipped over in the hall, evidence of his presence, but never enough to catch him. The town of Ravenwood grew tense. Parents kept children inside after sunset. Shops closed early. Streetlights flickered under the weight of fog, and every darkened window became a potential threat. Autumn winds whispered through the trees. Branches scraped against windows. A lone crow called from the cemetery hill. He moved through the town like smoke. Every creaking floorboard, every loose shutter, every shadow became a pathway. The residents spoke of him in hushed tones. He was in every corner, behind every dark curtain, yet no one saw him fully. Some nights he lingered at the edge of the forest beyond the town, watching, waiting, the fog hiding his movements. A house on Maple Street became his playground for a week. He entered through the back, leaving a window slightly ajar. Inside, the air was still. The only sound, the ticking of a grandfather clock. He rearranged furniture ever so slightly, left marks only he would understand. Neighbors reported faint scratching sounds at night. Some said they saw silhouettes moving past windows. Some claimed the scent of iron, fresh and metallic, lingered in the hallways. Leaves rustled underfoot outside. The wind moaned through chimneys. The shadow walker was never caught, never seen directly. One night, a family left a light on in the living room. By morning, it was off, furniture overturned, the father's favorite chair broken, a small red mark carved into the wall. The town began to change. People moved away quietly. Stores boarded windows. Parents escorted children, even on short trips outside. The local sheriff patrolled nightly. He carried a flashlight and a loaded revolver, but even he could not track the movements. The shadow walker was always one step ahead, a ghost in the fog. He escalated. Targets became more daring. Sometimes he lingered in the street outside a house, just a shadow on the porch, watching, waiting for hours. Sometimes he left evidence to terrorize, a note written in blood, a door unlocked, a window broken. The town's nerves frayed. No one slept soundly. The nights stretched long and oppressive. Every creak, every groan of the wind, every shadow made hearts pound. He moved through the abandoned buildings, empty factories, and overgrown lots. His presence felt in every corner. Windows rattled in their frames. Doors sometimes opened on their own. Floorboards creaked though no one walked there. By the end of October, the town was hollowed out, shutters closed, families gone. The streets empty, silent, waiting. One night, a lone resident saw him, a fleeting shadow crossing a field just beyond the fog, a sense of being watched that lasted for days. The man never spoke of it again. The shadow walker never took the same path twice. Every move was unpredictable, yet the terror remained constant. Winter came. Frost coated the streets. The town, nearly empty, still whispered of him. Some said he was gone. Some said he was hiding, waiting for the right night, and others swore they could feel him watching from the edge of the woods. Even now, long after the last news report, the town remembered. Every shadow, every creak, every flicker of light reminded them. Ravenwood would never forget the autumn of 1987, the autumn when the shadow walker came.